All right, today is Friday the 13th of February. Today was a really good day. We had a good mix of some medium deep work in the morning, mixed with some really good calls today, and then ended up going out for some froyo tonight, which was a good little bit of wrench in the routine, which I think is necessary as we've been now in the same exact routine and not done anything different for 13 straight days, and a lot of those days not interacting with anyone at all. So it was good to get out of the house, do something a little bit different and off routine. So I think it's worth it for the 10:22 p.m. check-in that we have right here on Friday night. Tomorrow is set to be a really big day as well of scripting for the client that we're going to see in Hawaii in now officially 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be heading to the airport to go to Hawaii, and we've got 90 videos to prepare, which we've got a lot on the ledger and ready to go, which will be getting scripted tomorrow, which is very exciting. Woke up at 6:40 today. Got to sleep around 10 last night. Actually, a little bit later than 10 last night. And then this was one of the ones where alarm was set for 5:45, and ended up waking up to the alarm turning off, because both of my alarms, both the bright one and the loud one, well, one's bright and loud, the other one's loud, I woke up to them turning off, which happens from time to time, typically later in the week. I got 6 reach outs in today, 5 fresh ones, 1 follow-up. Workout was 8 miles easy. Deep work this morning was script writing for some current clients that we're working with right now, just getting ahead on all of the scripts for the next few weeks. It was our Friday script writing rundown. And there's a lot of good calls today. So first call was an interview with a post-production manager. I think it went really well. I've interviewed a lot of them this week, and I think this is probably the most promising one so far. So I want to keep interviewing, getting more onto the plate, but also excited to do our second interview tomorrow as well. So I'll fill you in on how that goes right there. That was a good one. After that, interviewed 2 editors, got them on our bench roster, so in case we have some videos that need to get edited, I can send over to them as bounties, and they can work their way up into potentially becoming full-time. After that, met with one of the editors that's on our team that was on vacation the last couple of days. She caught him back up to speed on what's going on, so that was a good one. After that, we did our onboarding for a new AI software that we're potentially starting to use, which is called Poppy AI for script writing. It's got potential. I'm not 100% sold on it just yet. It doesn't do nearly as good of work as I'd like it to for the the clients that we're working with. I'm just absolutely not going to have a mediocre subpar thing. So tomorrow I'm going to be playing around with it a lot during the script writing session to see if we can crack it. But I had an onboarding call with them so they could help us make the most out of it. And then after that, had a call with a current client, just chatting through some strategy. And then also had another call with a current client who we are going to see in New Jersey again in not a couple months. It's in almost exactly a month. So tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and we're going to be going out to New Jersey in March. Then in March 18th, we'll be going out there. So that was that call. And then afterwards, I had a call with my EOS implementer, he's fucking awesome, bro. I love this guy. He's helping us implement Traction as a team. But also it's really good to just know, I have someone that I can call to ask these business questions to. My big rocks, we have these things called rocks. Basically, it's the things you need to accomplish for the quarter to move the business forward. One of my rocks is hiring a post-production manager. So I called him and I was asking hey, I think I got someone who's a good fit. I have a couple reservations and just a couple questions. And we talked through those things for 45 minutes. And I have much more confidence going into our conversation tomorrow. So shout out Dan. I know you're not watching this, but dude's a savage. Really, really love working together. After that, went on a 8-mile run. It was an easy 8 miles, working on my conversational pace, which means first half was listening to a book, which is Good to Great. This is a great book. I love it so much. I'm learning a ton from it. And I got a lot of lessons that we'll go over, mainly in terms of hiring and people that I got specifically from the book today. And on the second half of the run, I was on the phone with my mom and was really enjoying it. I think it was 5.5 miles in, She was like, "Hey, you're on to call," and I was like, "Yeah." And I pick up the phone, and you just hear like cars going by and wind, and like I'm like half out of breath. But it was good to chat with her. So the lessons that I learned today from the Good to Great book all pertain to hiring. So one of the examples they give in the book is they talk about Marines. So a lot of people think that the Marines give people their core values, like they teach people values, when in reality it's the exact opposite. They actually collect people that have the same values of hard work, tenacity, and just overall like rigor when it comes to just like being that kind of intense of a person. And I respect it a ton. But they collect those kind of people. The people who have those values join the Marines. And then the Marines give them the training, the tools, and the tasks to be able to accomplish the mission that's at hand. They don't force people who are not hardworking and tough to be hardworking and tough. They just find people who are hardworking and tough and then give them the training and the tools to be able to make it happen. So collect people with the values as opposed to trying to force your values into someone who doesn't have them. The little hiring tidbits that I learned, if you have to micromanage somebody, they're not the right person. The best people don't have to be micromanaged. So the red flag should raise when you feel like you have to micromanage somebody. The best people don't have to be micromanaged. And that's reigned true across our team as well. As we started to go through like hiring and firing cycles inside of the company, and we've really started to grow our organization, both client base and team base, I'm seeing a lot of this stuff kind of ring true. So I'm trying to speak this from like a boots on the ground level of like we're actually doing this stuff. It's not necessarily just theory. The second one is that churn amongst all major companies in terms of people, so like people that get hired and then either get fired or leave, is the same amount across all big companies, ones that do good and ones that do great. That's not to say that there's a certain amount of churn that you need to have, but the difference between the good companies and the great companies was that the great companies, they had the same amount of churn as the good companies. The great companies, their churn, the people who churned out really fast. Right as they joined, if they realized it wasn't a good fit, it was either they would leave or someone would get fired pretty much immediately. They would cut that person loose. They wouldn't waste their time. They wouldn't waste the company's time. They would move forward and they find the next person. And the people who would stay would be on for the long haul versus the average companies, the good companies in the study. They would have like people would stay on for around the same amount of time, a couple years and then leave, and then their long-term people weren't staying as long. Whereas with the great companies, the people who left fast, and the people who stayed for the long haul. This one right here, don't ruminate. So this is basically like if you feel like you need to make a people choice and it's on your mind, odds are you got to do it. And we had that ring true a couple of times in the past couple months where I wasted honestly like months worth of time when I could have done things sooner. So don't ruminate, just make the choice when you know you need to make the choice and just go for it. Rarely will you regret it. And then this one kind of also goes in that with hiring, but like when in doubt, keep looking. So like never be of the compromising nature when it comes to hiring. Like when in doubt, keep looking. There will be someone who's a perfect fit. So I hope this helps. We're really boots on the ground right now with growing the team. Because right now we have a good client base, we have a great team, and now it's a matter of continuing to grow that team and having the right people on the bus is what matters the most. And I'm learning that across all different sorts of books and trainings and everything that we're doing. So super exciting on this end. It was a really good Friday, and let's pick up the energy tomorrow, and I will see you there.